Western Oregon. This is NBC 16 News at 5.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Mazer. We have team coverage tonight of reopenings happening all across our region. Let's start in Florence, where Three Rivers Casino will open their doors tomorrow after being closed since March. Our Stephanie Rothman visited the casino earlier today and is live in the studio with details on the new guidelines. Stephanie.
Well, Jacqueline, if you like to gamble, listen up, as several changes are in the works. Staff are busy getting ready to reopen Friday, which is tomorrow, learning new protocols intended to keep everyone safe. First off, guidelines include temperature checks. Every staff member and visitor will have to get their forehead scanned before stepping in. Next is masks. Once again, everyone will be required to follow the same rules. If you don't come in wearing one will be provided for you. And the biggest change is actually the casino floor, where tables and machines have been spaced out following social distancing.
We're pretty excited to finally be opening. It's been a really long 2 months for all of our team members, and we just couldn't be happier.
Another change, hand sanitizer stations are everywhere, with crews cleaning around the clock. In order to keep everyone healthy, plexiglass will also be installed in a lot of places, such as tables and customer service. It's also important to note that points of entry will be limited to main doors, and hours will also be limited from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Florence, or 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. in Coos Bay. Restaurant service closes at 10 p.m. We'll show more of what the new casino is coming up at 5:30. Jacqueline?
All right, Stephanie, thank you. Well, the Oregon Coast Aquarium attraction in Newport will also reopen soon, and the Marine Epicenter says it needs your support now more than ever. NBC 16's Kelsey Christensen has the story.
Hi, everyone. Today is Max's 30th birthday.
Meet Max. He's one of the 15,000 animals at the Oregon Coast Aquarium.
Again, here's some of our tunnels.
The marine attraction is special to Minnie, being the only accredited aquarium in Oregon.
Look.
And hosting sea creatures native to the PNW.
So people can come here and see what is underwater in our own waters, because most people will never, dive here in the dark, cold Pacific Northwest.
But since COVID-19, Woodward shows us it's been something of a ghost town.
It's just been so eerily quiet.
And no visitors means no revenue. Woodward says the aquarium has lost millions of dollars since it shut its doors on March 16th. Not to mention the animals that still need to be fed daily, some with a heavy appetite.
But one sea otter costs us $18,000 a year to feed, and they love, abalone and crab and squid, things like that. So that gives you an idea.
Expensive
of the
taste
cost.
there. Yeah.
The remaining staff is working hard to keep bellies full and minds stimulated. Since volunteer hours have been cut and about 80% of staff is furloughed, though still paid through a PPP loan. But despite the setback, good news for aquarium goers.
Yes, we're going to survive.
But they'll need your support. Their doors will reopen in mid to late June. You'll need to make reservations to get in, walk one way through the aquarium, and it's recommended you bring a face mask. Reporting in Eugene, I'm Kelsey Christensen.
All right, Kelsey, I love the end of your story there. Thank you. Well, Oregon Fish and Wildlife opened to non-residents this week. Hunting, fishing, and crabbing were closed to non-resident license holders in early April. Hunting and fishing opened up on the 5th, while crabbing opened up just yesterday. According to ODFW, social distancing guidelines still need to be followed, including reducing travel. Clamming, which ODFW says draws large crowds during low tide, is still closed to non-residents, as is crabbing on some parts of the North Shore of Oregon. Well, some Oregon state parks are set to reopen for limited camping starting June 9th. A complete list of open campgrounds will be available on the Oregon State Parks website by the end of the month. Chris Havel with Oregon State Parks recommends making a reservation. He says be prepared for a different camping experience. There will be limited restrooms and trash service and most likely no showers. You will need to bring everything you need with you and pack it back out.
You're a key part of making this work. Being kind to each other and to park staff and keeping your site tidy and keeping a hold of your pets and keeping the noise down and just helping each other enjoy the park. That's what's going to make this work and make it possible for us to offer even more service as we go forward.
Now, even though you can't camp, more than half of the state parks in Oregon are open for day use. All parks in the Gorge and on the northern coast are still closed. Two Junction City farms are running a new farm stand after not being able to sell produce for nearly 2 months. Sweet Tea Farms and Velasquez Farms are back in business as of this week. The two farms typically sell their produce at several markets along the coast, which have been closed since the pandemic. The owner of Sweet Tea Farms, TJ Barrett, says in the last 8 weeks, the farms have lost at least $7,000 worth of revenue and hundreds of pounds of produce.
Our bigger loss was more just some of the vegetables and fruits that we had to, either till in the ground or, we try to give a lot to the mission, the local mission in town. So.
Barrett says depending on how busy they are, the farm stand will stay open 7 days a week from 10 to 4. They're located on Prairie Road across from Summit RV in Junction City. In Douglas County, wine tasting is back at Umpqua Valley Wineries. Just like bars and restaurants, the wineries were closed in March and can now reopen after Governor Kate Brown gave several counties the green light to open in her Phase 1 plan. The tasting room manager at Russell Prairie Rock Vineyard says they are now taking steps to make sure employees and customers are safe.
Well, we specifically are following the Oregon Health Authority guidelines, and we've implemented that. And we are asking our employees to wear masks and to sanitize more frequently. And we changed our entire tasting room to accommodate for the social distancing.
Russell says patrons can look forward to the Vineyard's summer events. Dates have yet to be established, though, until Phase 2 of the governor's plan is enacted. Well, some good news for parents. Willamette Lane programs could start reopening as early as June 1st. The fitness center at Bob Kiefer Center will open with new safety measures. That includes increased space between machines, registering in advance for blocks of time, and increased sanitation practices. Registration for camps will also open on June 3rd for camps beginning June 15th. We put more of Willamette Lane safety measures on our website at NBC16.com. Well, it took Oregon about 2 months to finally start reopening. Just last week, Governor Brown approved 31 counties to enter Phase 1. Here's where we stand with coronavirus cases statewide. Oregon Health Authority announced 24 new cases. The state has surpassed the 3,800 mark in cases and has 145 deaths. Washington, Multnomah, and Marion counties have the most cases statewide, totaling 2,500 cases in that region alone. More than 1,600 are still active cases. Taking a look at our region, Benton County has 55 cases. Linn County added 1 case, bringing the total up to 110 cases. Lane County remains at 66 cases, including 1 presumptive case. Deschutes County also added 1 new case and now has 117 cases. Douglas County remains at 25 cases. Coos County added a case and now has 31 cases. Now, the numbers you see on your screen are the total number reported since OHA talked about their last case in Washington. Moving on now, Linn County has the most active cases in our area right now with 52. Lane County has 4 active cases. 46 people in Deschutes County are still sick. Douglas County has 2 active cases. 31 cases are still active in Coos County. Well, looking ahead, tomorrow at midnight is the deadline for plaintiff responses in the lawsuit against Governor Brown's stay-home order. Both the group of churches and the governor have to submit responses to the petition. After the Supreme Court receives the responses, the court will decide whether to issue an order to the governor. Late Monday, the Supreme Court halted a Baker County judge's order that tossed out the governor's virus restrictions. The stay that was issued on Monday does not expire. Currently, there are no oral arguments in this case right now. Well, coming up next on NBC 16 to 5, unemployment numbers rise as 2.4 million people applied for unemployment last week. How many claims are here in Oregon?